If you are representing yourself, you're probably going to have a court-appointed mediator. They are likely not going to be a lawyer. So just be aware of that. So they may not be as facile or as skilled at negotiating that process. If you get to mediation and it all falls apart and you're still fighting, next up is more discovery. Discovery is the process of finding things that matter. So let's say somebody in mandatory disclosure, we found out that somebody indeed did have 10 credit cards, and that said 10 credit cards were being used to pay for a spouse, or no, I'm sorry, the 10 credit cards were being used to pay for travel for a girlfriend and house her in an apartment in Colombia, whatever. So let's say that that's the case. Then that money would be money that you would be able to identify and say, well, wait, that's going to have to come out in the equitable distribution. We need to identify that you have waste. It's called wasting marital assets. So we would look at that there. So there might be some questions or requests for documents where we're asking for that. Then finally, once we sort out all the evidence, because discovery is really the process of figuring out what evidence do we need to prove what we need to prove to get what we want at trial. That's it. So then we're going to go to trial after that. And then the judge, who you're going to see for a total of, 2 to 4 hours, maybe sometimes a day, that person is going to decide your entire fate for the rest of your life with this person and your children. And I'm just going to say that's not what you want. You want to settle it at mediation.